I drove the knife into my brother's back, not literally, but close enough, on the night he confessed to sleeping with my wife. Right there, in the house Mom left me, the one we'd sworn to keep as our family's last sanctuary. It wasn't the affair that broke me. It was how he laughed about it. Like I was the punchline in some twisted American dream gone sour. And just like that, with the salt air choking my lungs, I decided, the beach house dies with our secrets. Starting with Mom's hidden will tucked in the floorboards. The one that proves she covered for his sins. Not mine. Blood doesn't have to spill for revenge to stain everything red. Sometimes it's ink on paper. A signature forged in the dead of night. That cuts deepest. I stared at the key in my palm, the one Mom pressed into my hand before the cancer took her, whispering, "Guard this, Raven. It's all we have left of who we really were." Little did she know, I'd use it to unlock hell for the brother who stole my life. Piece by jagged piece. Beginning with selling the house out from under him tomorrow morning, while he slept off his hangover in the guest room. Oblivious to the papers I'd doctored, with his name as the fall guy. You think betrayal ends with a slap or a scream? Nah. In this godforsaken stretch of the Pacific Coast Highway, it festers like kelp on the tide, washing up skeletons you'd buried deep. Mine started 20 years ago, when Ethan pushed me into taking the rap for his first big fuck-up, a joyride that ended in a wrecked Ferrari and a dead kid's family screaming for justice, but Mom shielded him, lied to the cops, and left me holding the bag at 15, my record scarred before I could even vote. The engine of my beat-up Ford pickup growled like a chained dog as I pulled off Highway 1, the sun dipping low over the Malibu cliffs, painting the ocean in that bruised purple hue that always made my stomach twist. It was late August, the kind of sticky heat that clings to your skin like regret, and the beach house loomed ahead, Mom's pride and joy. A ramshackle two-story craftsman she'd bought in the 80s with divorce settlement cash, back when Dad's Wall Street scams finally caught up to him. White clapboard siding peeling like old scabs, blue shutters faded to gray, and that wraparound porch where we'd spent summers pretending we were normal. Normal? What a joke. I killed the ignition and sat there, fingers drumming the steering wheel. The keychain Mom gave me, shaped like a goddamn seashell, dangling from the rear view. Ethan was inside, probably cracking open another microbrew from the fridge. His latest business deal fresh off a red-eye from Vegas. He'd flown in unannounced 2 days ago. All smiles and backslaps. Talking about family time, like we hadn't spent the last decade circling each other like sharks in chummed water. But I knew better. I always knew better. Grabbing the manila envelope from the passenger seat, stuffed with falsified docs, a realtor's listing agreement I'd signed in his name, and the forged power of attorney that made it all stick, I slammed the door and trudged up the gravel path. The air smelled of eucalyptus and brine, mixed with a faint rot of seaweed baking on the shore below. Seagulls screamed overhead, dive-bombing for scraps, and I wondered if they sensed the storm brewing, the one that had been 15 years in the making. "Raven, that you?" "Sis." Ethan's voice boomed from the screen door. All faux warmth and that salesman grin he flashed to close deals on overpriced condos. At 35, he looked every bit the golden boy Mom always saw, broad shoulders from CrossFit, salt and pepper hair slicked back, khakis pressed like he was auditioning for a J.Crew catalog. Me? I was the black sheep in ripped jeans and a faded Ramones tee, my dark curls frizzing in the humidity, tattoos snaking up my arms from that phase after the trial when I thought ink could cover scars. "Yeah. It's me," I called back, forcing a smile as I climbed the steps. He enveloped me in a hug that smelled of Axe body spray and stale cigarettes. his grip too tight, like he was gauging if I'd crack. Brought takeout from that Thai place on Pacific Coast. Figured you'd be starving after your big win. His eyes lit up, greedy. Always greedy. Vegas. Baby. Cleaned up on blackjack. Then flipped a timeshare for triple. We're golden. He released me, oblivious to the envelope tucked under my arm, and led the way inside. The living room hadn't changed, threadbare Persian rug. Mom's watercolor seascapes on the walls. The stone fireplace cold and accusing. Family photos line the mantel. Us as kids. Gap-toothed and sunburned. Mom in her nurse's scrubs. Beaming after her shift at Cedars-Sinai. Dad's ghost in a frame from '95. Before the feds hauled him off in cuffs. We ate on the porch. Plastic forks scraping styrofoam. The waves crashing like applause for our bullshit charade. Ethan rambled about his latest scheme, a flip on a Santa Monica loft. Investors lined up. The American dream on steroids. I nodded, sipping my singa, the beer bitter on my tongue. Sounds solid, I said, my voice steady as rebar. You always land on your feet. He chuckled, wiping his mouth with the back of his hand. Takes one to know one.
Rav.
Remember that shit show in Reno? You bailed me out. Covered for the casino beef. Blood's thicker. Right? There it was, the hook sinking in. I felt it tug. That old rage bubbling up like lava under the crust. Reno was 12 years ago. When I was 23. Fresh out of community college with a real estate license and dreams of my own agency. Ethan, 3 years older and twice as reckless, had gotten in deep with some mobbed-up bookies over a poker debt. Instead of owning it, he called me crying, begged me to wire cash from Mom's account, the one she'd set up for emergencies. I did it. Lied to her about a down payment on a duplex, and when the feds sniffed around for money laundering ties, guess who they pinned it on?
Me.
Community service. Probation. A black mark that tanked my first job interview.
Ethan?
Walked away whistling. Off to his next hustle. Blood's thicker, I echoed, clinking my bottle against his. Speaking of, I got some news about the house. His brow furrowed. Mid-bite. What? The termite inspection? Told you to call Orkin.
Nah. Bigger.
Realtors coming tomorrow. I'm selling. He froze. Pad tied dangling from his fork. Selling? What the fuck? Raven? Mom wanted us to keep it.
For the grandkids, she said.
You can't just. I can. I cut in. Voice like gravel. And I am. Place is bleeding cash, taxes up 30%. Roof shot. I need the dough for my own shit. You get half the proceeds. Wired straight to your account. Half. A lie? Of course. The listing was for quick sale. Under market. To a cash buyer I knew from the circuit, a shady developer who'd turn it into another McMansion eyesore. But the power of attorney? That little gem I'd borrowed from Mom's safe deposit box last month. Scanned and tweaked in Photoshop to list Ethan as co-signer on all debts. Debts that didn't exist yet. But would, liens I'd file tonight. Backdated to cover repairs he'd supposedly authorized. When the deal closed, the payout would vanish into escrow hell, leaving him buried under fraudulent loans. His credit torched, his Vegas dreams imploding. He set his plate down, eyes narrowing. This about Lisa? You still pissed about that dinner party slip-up? Lisa. My wife of 7 years. The one who'd stuck by me through the Reno fallout. The late-night shifts waiting tables while I clawed back into real estate. Until 6 months ago. When I came home early from a showing in Venice and found her tangled in our sheets with him, my brother, the charmer, whispering how I'd never measure up, she'd confessed tearfully the next day, begged forgiveness. But the damage? It was a crater.
And Ethan?
He'd shown up at my door a week later with a bottle of Glenlivet and a shrug. Heat of the moment.
Bro.
She's always had a thing for winners.
Pissed?
Understatement of the century. But I played it cool, shrugging like it was water under the bridge. Water under the bridge.
Man.
This is business. Family business. He bought it. Or at least pretended to, draining his beer and launching into negotiation mode, offering to co-sign a refi, cover half the taxes himself. I let him talk. The sun vanishing behind the cliffs, stars pricking the sky like accusations. By 10, he was buzzed, crashing on the couch with ESPN droning about the Dodgers' latest collapse. I waited until his snores rattled the windows, then slipped upstairs to Mom's old office. The floorboard creaked under the third one from the door, same spot she'd hidden her smokes as a teen. She'd joked once. Pry it up. And there it was, the strong box. Combination her birthday and Dad's arrest date. Inside, not just the will, but letters. Dozens. Yellowed envelopes addressed to her from Ethan's elementary teachers, counselors, even a juvenile court clerk. Troubled boy, they called him. Manipulative tendencies. And the kicker, a police report from '03, the year I turned 13. Ethan, 15, and hopped up on Adderall swiped from Mom's med cart, behind the wheel of Dad's Porsche. He'd clipped a cyclist on Mulholland, some kid from Brentwood High. 16. DOA at the scene. Mom found out.
Panicked.
And drove him to the ER with a story about falling asleep at the wheel herself. Cops bought it. White lady tears work wonders in LA, but the cover-up? She made me swear to corroborate. To say I'd seen her dozing off during a lesson. I did. At 13. Terrified of losing her. Ethan skated. Off to boarding school on her savings. I got nightmares that still woke me sweating. The will was the crown jewel, dated last year, before the chemo haze set in. It left the house to me outright. My raven, who carried the weight so others could fly, with a codicil forgiving all debts of the heart to Ethan.
Debts.
Plural. She'd known about Reno, probably more, and shielded him every time. I scanned it all into my laptop, heart pounding like a bass drop at Coachella. By midnight, the forgeries were done, Ethan's signature on a quitclaim deed transferring his inherited interest to a shell LLC I'd set up under Mom's maiden name. Add the liens for unpaid utilities and structural violations I'd fabricate with forged invoices from a buddy at the county office. Come closing, he'd be the villain on paper, accused of embezzling from the estate, facing audits, maybe even fraud charges if the DA got bitey. I'd walk away clean, the cash in hand to start over. Maybe in Portland, where the rain washes sins away.
But as I sealed the envelope,
a creak on the stairs froze me. Footsteps. Soft.
deliberate.
Not Ethan, too light. Raven. Lisa's voice. A ghost in the doorway. She'd driven up that afternoon. To mend fences, she'd said. But I saw the guilt in her eyes. The way she avoided Ethan's gaze.
Now.
In her tank top and shorts, hair tousled from the guest room, she looked like temptation wrapped in regret. Can't sleep. You okay? I slammed the laptop shut, the key biting into my palm. Peachy. Go back to bed. She stepped closer, Perfume, jasmine, the one that used to make me weak, wafting like a siren's call. This house. It's killing us all. Ethan's not worth it. Whatever you're planning. Planning. I laughed, sharp as shattered glass. Honey, the planning was done when you spread your legs for family. Her face crumpled, tears welling. It was one night. A mistake. He manipulated me, said you were checked out, buried in work. Save it. I stood, towering over her, the envelope between us like a loaded gun. You chose the winner, remember? Now watch him lose. She reached for my arm, fingers brushing the tattoo of Mom's favorite verse, Psalm 23. Twisted into ya. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. And a .45 in my purse. Mom's dark humor. Lisa's touch burned. Raven. Please. We can fix this. Sell the house fair. Split it. Move on.
Move on.
Like it was that easy. Like the kid on Mulholland hadn't haunted my dreams. Or the Reno probation hadn't cost me my shot at USC. Or the way Mom's last words, gasped in the hospice bed, were, forgive him, Raven. He's all I have left of your father. I pulled away, the keychain jingling like chains. Get out. Both of you. Before I burn it all down. She lingered, eyes pleading, then fled down the hall. I heard the guest room door click. Ethan's snores unbroken. Dawn was hours off, but the realtor's appointment was at 9 sharp. I pocketed the key, the papers a dead weight in my jacket, and headed to the beach. The tide was out, moonlit foam lapping in my boots. I thought of Mom, scattering Dad's ashes here after the trial, whispering, let the ocean judge him. Now it'd judge us all. By the time I trudged back, the first light was creeping over the hills, gilding the house in false gold. Ethan was up, brewing coffee in the kitchen, whistling some Springsteen tune. Morning. Sunshine. Sleep okay?
Like a baby, I lied.
Pouring a mug black as my soul. Realtors en route. You signing those docs today? He hesitated, then nodded.
Yeah. Fine.
But I want my cut up front. Need it for the Santa Monica deal.
Done.
I slid the stack across the island. Innocent-looking quitclaim on top.
The poison buried beneath.
He scrawled his name, without a second glance. Trust like a drug he'd mainlined too long. The realtor arrived at 8:50. A perky blonde named Kendra in Lululemon and pearls. iPad glowing with comps. This place is bones. Raven. Cliffview, prime for Reno. Cash offer already, $650. Sight unseen. Ethan choked on his coffee. $650? Market's 8 easy. Kendra smiled. All teeth. Buyer's aggressive. Closes in 30 days. He shot me a look, betrayal flickering, but I was already signing. The pen gliding like a scalpel.
Deal.
As Kendra snapped pics for the MLS, Ethan pulled me aside in the garage. Voice low. What the hell? We're underselling Mom's legacy for pocket change. Legacy. I hissed, close enough to smell his fierce sweat. Your legacy's a trail of bodies and bounce checks. This ends it. Clean slate. His face twisted, shocked to fury in a heartbeat.
You bitch.
This about Lisa? I did you a favor. She was bored stiff with your 9-to-5 grind. The slap echoed off the rafters. My palm stinging. His cheek blooming red. He touched it, eyes wide. then laughed, cold.
Calculating. Oh, Rav.
You think you're the only one with cards up your sleeve. My blood iced. What did that mean? But Kendra called us back. Papers waving. And the moment shattered. We posed for the before shots on the porch. Ethan forcing a grin. Me channeling Ice Queen. By noon, the deal was wired. Escrow ticking. I felt the first rush, vindication, sharp as tequila. That night, alone in the master, Lisa had peeled out for LA. After a screaming match, tires screeching like banshees, I cracked open Mom's letters again. One from '05. Post-boarding school, Ethan expelled for forging checks. Mom wiring tuition hush money. Another from 10. A bar fight in Frisco where he left a bouncer paralyzed. She paid the settlement. Made me co-sign the loan as family support. I'd been 22. Interning at a Century City firm. My name on the docs to build credit. It tanked mine instead when the truth leaked. Ethan knocked around midnight. Bottle in hand. Truce flag waving. Truce? One drink. Then I crash at the motel down the road. I let him in. The porch swing creaking under our weight. Bourbon burned going down. Loosening tongues. Why'd you do it? I asked. Not specifying which shit. Lisa? The lies. The endless takings. He shrugged. Stars reflecting in his eyes like distant lies. Survival of the fittest. Sis. Dad taught us that before the slam. Mom babed me, 'cause I reminded her of him. The charm. The hustle.
You?
She saw the steady one. The fixer. But fixers get used up. Used up, I repeated, the word a knife twist. Like the kid on Mulholland? Or the casino goons you sicked on me after Reno? His laugh died. You knew about the kid? Mom's box of skeletons. All of it. Silence. Thick as fog rolling in. Then, soft. I didn't mean to hit him. Brakes locked.
Or
something. Mom said it'd ruin us all if I went down. So she drove. You pushed her into it.
No. Sharp.
She chose. For family. Family. The words soured the booze. We sat there till the bottle emptied. Ghosts circling. He stumbled to his truck at 2 a.m., headlights cutting the dark. I watched him go. Relief warring with something darker. Guilt?
Nah. Couldn't be.
This was justice. American style. Eat or be eaten. But as sleep finally claimed me, phone buzzing on the nightstand, I ignored it. Voicemail later. Ethan's voice. Slurred but urgent. Rav. Check the glove box. Dad's letter. The real one. You need to know before you finish this. Finish this. My heart hammered.
I didn't check.
Not then. Dawn broke gray. Waves pounding like accusations. And I packed the last box, Mom's quilts. Her recipe tin, wondering if revenge tasted this hollow. Why it still hooked you deep. Escrow dragged like a bad acid trip. 2 weeks of radio silence from Ethan. His text curt, sorting the flip. Wire my half soon. I stalled, citing title glitches, while my contact at the county clerk fast-tracked the liens. Fake invoices for a roof replacement in July. Signed by E. Harlow, in my best approximation of a scrawl. By day 10, his credit alert would have pinged, FICO dipping into the 500s, lenders ghosting. I pictured him in some Vegas dive, pounding Red Bulls, dialing shady fixers for bailouts.
Good.
Let him squirm. Lisa called daily. Voicemails a litany of pleas. We need to talk. Ethan's not answering. What's happening? I blocked her on the third day. But not before one gut punch. I found out about Mulholland. From him. Drunk texting last night. Raven.
He was a kid.
Forgive.
Delete.
Forgiveness was for suckers. For the harlots who played by rules rigged against them. I threw myself into purge mode at the house, hauling junk to the dump in Big Sur. The truck bed rattling with ghosts. Old surfboards from Ethan's teen rebellion. Mom's nursing textbooks dog-eared at end-of-life chapters. In the attic, under a tarp, Dad's Rolex, the one he'd pawned for coke money, repurchased in a rare sober spell. Engraved. To Jack. Love always. Ellie. Mom's maiden initial. I pocketed it. A talisman or a curse? Who knew? Words spread fast in our circuit. Malibu realtors gossip like sorority girls. By week 2, Kendra texted, heard Ethan's underwater on that Santa Monica deal. Buyers pulling out fraud flags. Schadenfreude hit like a wave.
Cold and exhilarating.
I met her for coffee at a spot in Topanga. The canyon air crisp with pine. Eucalyptus masking the weed smoke from trail hikers. Cash buyer solid, she said. Latte art swirling like conspiracies. But word is, your bro's name's Mud. Leans on the title, messy. Let it be messy, I replied, stirring in sugar till it dissolved like lies. Clean breaks overrated. She eyed me, that realtor's sixth sense kicking in. Family's family. Raven. You sure? Family. Again. I flashed to Thanksgiving 14. Mom's last good one, chemo on pause. Us 3 around the turkey. Lisa pregnant with the kid we lost at 20 weeks. Ethan toasting to unbreakable bonds, his hand lingering too long on her knee under the table. I'd seen. Said nothing. Fixer mode. Back at the house. Solitude nod. Nights. I'd walk the beach. Boots sinking in wet sand. Bioluminescent plankton glowing underfoot like fallen stars. One evening, fog thick as guilt, I spotted a figure by the tide pools, hunched, poking at anemones with a stick.
Ethan.
He'd aged a decade in 2 weeks, stubble grizzled, eyes hollowed, flannel shirt rumpled like a crime scene. Rav, he croaked as I approached, voice raw from yelling or weeping. We gotta talk. I stopped 10 feet off, arms crossed, the Rolex heavy in my pocket. Talk. Your half's tied up. Blame the lawyers. Bullshit. He straightened, fire sparking. I saw the docs. Emailed from escrow. My sig on liens? For a roof that ain't leaking? You forged them. Busted. But I played dumb. Shrugging. Must be a mix-up. Ethan's a common name. He laughed. Bitter as burnt coffee. Cut the crap. This is payback for Lisa? Or Reno? Hell. Mulholland? Mom told you. Didn't she? The fog swallowed his words. Waves hissing agreement. All of it, I admitted, stepping closer. Plankton swirled at our feet. Tiny lights in the murk. You pushed her into every lie. The joyride at 15? I took the juvie rap, reckless endangerment, while you got summer camp. Forged my rec letter to USC. Tanked my admission. And Lisa. My voice cracked. Traitor. You took everything. He flinched, stick snapping in his fist. I didn't forge shit for USC, that was Mom. Covering the Mulholland payout. She drained the college fund for the settlement, then blamed a clerical error on your app. Thought it'd push you to state school. Keep you close.
Lies.
Or truth. My head spun.
Why?
You were the screw-up. 'Cause I begged her. Soft now. Eyes on the horizon where oil tankers ghosted like specters. After the accident, I cracked. Wanted to confess. But she said it'd kill her. Cancer scare even then. Misdiagnosed. So she fixed it. All of it.
Reno?
I confessed to her after. Offered to turn myself in. She made me promise silence. Said you'd handle the heat better. Raven's tough, she'd say. Ethan's fragile. Fragile. The word ignited something feral. I lunged, shoving him chest first into the surf. Cold water, soaking us both. He didn't fight, just gasped, salt stinging his eyes. Fragile? You wrecked lives. Ethan, that kid's parents, they sued. But Mom settled out of court, using house equity. I signed the mortgage refi at 18, thinking it was for my future. It was your noose, he sputtered, grabbing my wrists, waves pulling at our legs. I know,
God.
I know. But Dad's blood, the hustle, the charm, it's a curse. I tried straight once. After boarding school. Met a girl, Sarah, in college. Wanted normal.
But the itch.
I dipped into her savings for a sure thing stock tip. Lost it all. She left.
Took the dog.
Mom wired me bus fare home. We staggered apart, drenched, the fog lifting to reveal the house perched like a judge. He wiped his face. Tears or seawater indistinguishable. Lisa was the same itch. You were solid. Rav, good job. Good wife. I envied it. One night, bourbon-fueled, I texted her hypotheticals. She showed up. Mistake. But I told her everything after Mulholland. The works. Thought it'd scare her off me for good.
It did?
Or didn't. My mind reeled.
Pieces not fitting.
She never said. 'Cause she's protecting you. Like Mom protected me. He extended a hand. Peace offering. Call off the liens. Split the sale fare. We burned Dad's letter together. The one in the truck. Explains why Mom chose me to save every time. Dad's letter. The voicemail. Curiosity clawed. But I slapped his hand away. Too late. Closing's Friday. You're underwater. Enjoy the swim. I turned. Boots slogging sand. His pleas fading. Raven. It's about the house deed. Dad hid something there. Pre-prison. Mom never knew. I didn't look back. That night, alone with a fire in the pit, flames devouring driftwood, I cracked the bourbon again. Sleep came fitful. Dreams of Mom diving into riptides, pulling me under with whispers of choose love, not hate. Bullshit. Love got her cancer scarred and broke. Hate, it built empires. Or, at least scorched earth. Thursday dawned stormy. Thunder rumbling over the Channel Islands. Escrow emailed. Final walkthrough tomorrow. Buyer insistent on as-is.
Perfect.
I'd ghost after. Head north to Big Sur. Hole up in a cabin till the dust settled. Lisa's last text, unblocked in a weak moment, burned. Ethan's spiraling. Came to our door last night, ranting about the box under the deck.
Help him.
Raven. For Mom. The box. Adrenaline spiked. I'd cleared the deck weeks ago, no box. Unless. I bolted outside, rain sheeting, prying at the loose board by the stairs. There, a rusted ammo tin, initials JH. Scratched in. Heart slamming. I hauled it inside. Scrubbed dry. Pried the lid. Photos first. Dad in 80s glory. Coke-dusted mirror on his yacht off Catalina. Mom laughing beside him. Young and unbroken. Then letters hissed to her from Sing Sing. Professing love. Promising reform. Bottom, a deed. Not the houses, another property. A warehouse in Wilmington. Dated 87. Joint tenancy, it read. With a codicil. In event of my incarceration. Transfer to E. Harlow Jr. Upon majority. Via trust administered by E. Harlow Sr. Ethan. Majority at 18. The trust? Dissolved when Dad died in a prison shank fight 99. Mom claiming assets, lost to fees. But this deed, clean title. No liens. Value? In today's market. With Port of LA. Booming.
Million.
Easy 10. If developed. Dad's hustle. Pass like a virus. Ethan knew. That's why the fragile act, waiting for me to sell the beach house. Flush his debts. Then flip this ghost asset for his comeback. Rage boiled anew. But twisted. Mom hadn't known. Or had she? A note in her script. Taped inside the lid. Jack's folly. Buried for good. Don't let it poison the boys. She'd found it. Hid it deeper. Chose the beach house as our anchor instead. Phone rang, unknown LA. Number. I answered. Rain drumming the roof. Raven Harlow. Male voice.
Oily.
This is Victor Reyes. Reyes Development. Heard you're offloading the Cliff property. Got a proposition on another asset, Wilmington warehouse. Harlow deed. My client's interested. Big. My blood froze. Who told you? A chuckle. Word travels. Your brother's been shopping it. Desperate times. Name your price.
Ethan.
Shopping Dad's corpse while I played Patsy. I hung up. The tin clattering to the floor. Closing tomorrow. Twist the knife deeper? Tip the buyer to the liens? Tank Ethan's credit further?
Or. No.
Bigger play. I called Kendra. Hold the sale. Complication. Her gasp echoed. Raven. The buyer's cash. Double it or kill it.
Click.
By dusk. Ethan was back. Pounding the door like a repo man. I let him in. Dripping. The tin on the coffee table like bait. You opened it. Not a question. His eyes gleamed. Hunger.
Fear.
Triumph. All of it. I poured scotch.
Neat.
Dad's golden ticket. Why not tell me sooner? Tell you. He sank into the armchair.
Defeated.
You'd have lawyered it up. Split it fair. Mom wanted it buried. Said it'd make monsters of us. But after her diagnosis, I dug. Needed hope. Kept quiet. Planning to flip quiet. Pay back every cent I owed you. Reno. Lisa's ring I pawned for bail, everything. Lies? Truth? His hands shook taking the glass. Lisa knows. That's why she came up, to warn you off the revenge. Said you'd destroy yourself. Destroy myself. The room spun. Fireless hearth mocking.
Outside.
Lightning cracked, illuminating his face, Dad's ghost. Mom's shadow. Then why shop at Reyes? The shark who foreclosed on Mom's old condo in '02.
He winced.
Desperation. Liens hit yesterday, you're doing. Credits shot. Wife's calling lawyers. Reyes lowballed. But it's cash now.
Wife.
Ethan's ex. Tara. From the Frisco days? No, wait. Wife.
A beat.
Lisa filed last week. With me. Said the divorce with you was a sham. Waiting out the affair heat. We're expecting. Twins. The glass shattered in my grip. Shards biting palm. Blood welling hot.
Twins.
My brother's, my wife's. The crater widened to abyss. You son of a... He stood. Hands up. It wasn't planned. After you caught us. She left you. Came to me. Mom's letters. We bonded over the guilt. But the baby?
Surprise.
Positive test 2 days ago.
Guilt?
Or scheme. My vision tunneled. Blood dripping to the rug. Get out. Before I finish what Dad started, he left the tin, door slamming like a guillotine. I bandaged alone. Scotch numbing the sting. Mind fracturing. Revenge? It had boomeranged, carving me hollow. Call off the sale. Expose the warehouse. Split the pot? Or double down. Let the liens bury him. Claim it all as Mom's fixer? Dawn crept, gray and unforgiving. Escrow pinged. Buyer walking unless price drops.
Good.
Let it burn. But as I stared at the deed, a knock, soft, hesitant. Lisa. Soaked. Ultrasound photo trembling in hand. Raven. We need to end this. End this. The hook sank deeper, pulling me under. She looked like hell thawed, mascara tracks black as my heart. That photo curled like a dead leaf. Rain plastered her blonde bob to her skull, tank top clinging translucent. But her eyes? Steel. The kind that used to melt me during law school study sessions, back when we dreamed of a firm in Westwood. Pro bono for the overlooked.
Now.
It was just armor. And what? I stepped aside, not inviting but not barring. She dripped across the threshold, leaving a trail to the living room where the tin squatted like a landmine.
Us.
This cycle. She thrust the photo at me, grainy blobs, 2 heartbeats labeled A and B. Ethan told me everything. The warehouse. The forgeries. Mulholland. God. Raven. Why didn't you say?
Say?
Like words fixed wreckage. I snatched it, holding it to the window where lightning backlit the forms, tiny accusations. Because saying's for therapy couches. Not when your husband's banging your brother and popping out his spawn. Husband. Past tense in my head. But the papers? We dragged feet on the divorce. Her space, turning into months of radio silence.
Now this.
She sank to the sofa, head in hands. It wasn't. We weren't planning twins. The affair was escape you buried in showings. Me in grief after the miscarriage. Ethan listened, showed up with takeout and stories. One thing led. A sob choked her. But I ended it. Told him no more. Then the test. And filed with him. The words lashed, drawing blood, hers or mine. Unclear. Desperation. She looked up, fierce. You were gone, Raven, emotionally, after finding us. I needed stability. Ethan's a mess.
But he swore change.
The warehouse? His Hail Mary for us, for the babies. Babies. Plural punched like brass knuckles. I paced. Rolex ticking accusations. Bloodstain on the rug darkening. Stability? From the guy who killed a kid at 15 and skated? Who forged my life into a safety net. Her eyes widened. Killed? Ethan said accident. Brakes. Mom's story. Accident. I barked a laugh. Echoing hollow. He was speeding.
Hi.
Swerved into a bike lane. Mom drove the getaway. I lied to IA. For family. Silence. Thunder rumbling counterpoint. She rose.
Tentative.
Hand on my arm, electric. Unwelcome. Then free us all. Call Kendra. Kill the sale. The warehouse's leverage. Reyes wants it bad. We flip. Pay the liens. Split clean. Co-parent or something. Co-parent. The word hung. Absurd. Twins his eyes. Her smile. My genetic debt. And what? Play Brady Bunch with the betrayers? While Mom spins in her urn. Raven. Her grip tightened. Plea turning demand. This hate, it's you? Not us. Mom chose you fixer 'cause she saw your strength. Don't waste it on scorched earth. Strength. Or curse. I pulled free, grabbing the tin.
Out.
Before I deed the warehouse to a shelter. Torched the beach house for insurance. She didn't budge.
Do it.
But know this. Ethan's at Rhea's office now. Signing away equity for a loan. Desperate. If you push, he'll drag us all down fraud charges, custody battles. The babies. Leverage. Her trump. Played soft. I deflated. Sinking beside her. The photo between us like a treaty. Rain eased a patter. Fog lifting. Stars peeking judgmental. What do you want?
Lisa?
Really?
You.
Whisper.
Us.
Fixed. Fixed. The fixer in me stirred. Treacherous. We talked till gray lightened to rose, her confessing the miscarriage guilt. How Ethan's confessions mirrored my absences, me spilling the Reno probation nights. Alone in county lockup at 23. Reading Mom's letters by fluorescent buzz. By 6. Truce teetered. I'd call off the liens. She'd pause the filing. Ethan flips the warehouse fair split. But the house, she asked, curled against my shoulder. Old habits dying hard.
Sell.
But clean. For Mom. She nodded, kissing my temple, salt and forgiveness. I let it linger, the abyss receding. Hope.
Nah.
Armistice. Escrow imploded by 9. Buyer bailed. Citing tidal clouds. Kendra's call was glee-tinged panic. Renegotiate or relist? I chose relist.
Market value.
No rush. Ethan texted at 10. Rhea's deal soured. Back to square one. Truce. Truce. I replied. Porch. Noon. He arrived early. Truck mud-splattered from canyon roads. Face haggard but eyes clear. Sober? Heard you pulled the liens. Thanks. Don't thank me. I handed him coffee. Black. Lisa talked sense. Warehouse split 3 ways, you.
Me.
Her. House sells fair. Proceeds equal. No more ghosts. He sipped. Wary. 3 ways? She's? Carrying your kids.
Yeah.
But we're family. Fucked up. But family. A beat. Then his shoulders sagged. Relief cracking the facade.
Deal.
But the letter, Dad's. Read it. He slid an envelope from his jacket. Yellowed. Postmark 98. I tore it open. Mom's handwriting on the front. For Ethan. When ready. Inside. Dad's scrawl. Prison faded. Son. If you're reading this, your mother's gone quiet on visits, her way of shielding. The warehouse? My last score. Smuggled manifests from the docks. Undervalued, lots flipped quiet. Hid it for you. 'Cause you're the spark. The closer. Raven's the rock. But rocks sink ships.
Don't let it twist you like me.
Give her half. Blood's blood.
Jack.
Blood's blood. I refolded. Throat tight.
He saw it in you.
The monster. And the savior. Ethan's voice rough. Mom added the note after. Buried it when I told her about Sarah, the stock scam. Said it'd poison me worse. Poison. We'd all sipped from the vial. We shook on it, warehouse appraisal Monday. Realtor for the house Tuesday. He left hugging me. Awkward but real.
Promising na meetings.
Therapy. For the kids.
Kids.
Plural loomed. But softened. Lisa stayed the night. No sex, just tangled limbs. Her head on my chest. Ultrasound on the nightstand. We'll figure co-parenting, she murmured. Or more.
More.
The word dangled.
Controversial, as in.
Monday's appraisal hit like lotto. Warehouse valued at 12 mil. Clean title. Reyes circled. But we lawyered up legit firm in Century City. No shadows. Offer came Tuesday. 10.5.
Cash.
We countered 11. House realist same day. Showing stacking. But cracks spidered. Ethan missed the closing prep, stomach bug, he texted. Lisa fretted. He's dodging calls. I drove to his motel in Oxnard. Cheap joint off the 101. Neon buzzing vacancy like a dirge. Room 12. Door ajar. Bourbon haze leaking. He was packing duffel stuffed. Flight itinerary to Reno printed. What the fuck? Reyes upped to 11.5. He slurred. Not meeting eyes. But strings. Consulting gig for his cartel connects. Easy mill under table. Cartel? My voice pitched, grabbing his arm. You swore. Swore clean? Laugh brittle. Dad's blood.
Rav.
Itch hit hard. Lisa's test. Twins cost. You know? Diapers. Schools. West Side ain't cheap. Lisa. Not us. Her. You're running with the payout? Have to. Wired. Rest for a fresh start, Vegas. But legit. Strip club flip. No books.
No.
The armistice shattered. I shoved him against the dresser. Mirror cracking. Legit? Like Reno legit? Or Mulholland? His eyes flashed, victim to Viper. You think you're saint? Forging liens? That's felony.
Sis.
I got copies. Reyes knows. Offered immunity if I flip on you. Flip. Again. The betrayal cycled. Eternal. I released him. Backing out. Do it. But the kids? Tara left over your itches.
Don't repeat.
Mention of Sarah/Tara. His ghosts hit home. He deflated. Not repeating.
Just.
Bending. For them. Bending. American as apple pie and Ponzi. I left him there. Engine roaring back to Malibu. Lisa waiting with takeout and questions. He okay? Bending. I told her all. Her face paling. We lawyer harder. No deal till he signs clean. She nodded, but doubt flickered. That night. Lovemaking, tentative, reclaiming, but her moans echoed hollow. My mind on the tin. Dad's words. Rocks sink ships. Wednesday. Reyes' suit showed at the house. Slick as oil. Offering amendments. I slammed the door. But his card lingered. Think family.
S.
Harlow. Family.
His.
Ethan ghosted. Lisa's OB appointment Thursday. I drove. Hand on her belly. Feeling flutters that weren't mine. Strong, the doc said. Joy spiked. Then soured. Text to Ethan. Radio silence. Friday noon. Escrow for house revived. New buyer, corporate. No fuss. 7.8 mil. Split even post fees. Wired to accounts. Mine first. Ethan's bounced overdraft.
Panic pinged.
I called his last known. Voicemail. Change of plans. Safe. Bullshit. Lisa paced the kitchen. Phone glued. Reno PD has a hit, bar fight.
Harlow matching.
Released. No charges. Released. Into what? I grabbed keys. I'm going. Us. She insisted. Duffel packed. Road trip. A highway 101 twisting like veins. Joshua trees blurring past. Bakersfield heat wave. Then Sierra's cooling to pine. By Reno dusk. Neon assault, casinos glowing like false elysiums. The address from his last ping, a flea bag off the strip. Flamingo knockoff. Room 207. Housekeeping cart outside. Door propped. Inside. Trashed clothes strewn. Safe cracked. Blood on the sink. Not much, but fresh.
Gone.
Manager shrugged. Checked out noon. Girlfriend? Paid cash. Girlfriend. Or Rhea's leash. Lisa crumpled, sobbing on the unmade bed. The babies. What if? I held her, rage coiling. We'll find him. Warehouse closing Monday, forced the payout. But Saturday brought the call. Ethan's cell. Voice tinny. Rav, don't come. Reyes. Complicated. Complicated how? Static crackled.
Casino din behind.
Deals off. He wants the beach house too, knows the lien's history. Leverage for the twins' future.
Twins.
You're pimping my kid, our kids, for real estate? Silence. Not pimping. Securing. Lisa told you. Told me you're poison.
Lie.
Half. Sign the warehouse clean. Or I torch it. Laughter.
Hollow.
Torch? Like Dad's yacht? Mom tried that insurance scam. Failed.
Mom.
Another secret? My grip whitened. Where are you?
Can't.
Love you.
Sis.
Tell the rocks to float.
Click. Dead air.
Lisa stared. Photo clutched. We go home. Fight legal.
Fight.
But Sunday.
En route.
My phone buzzed, Kendra. Buyer pulled. Title fraud alert, anonymous tip. Your name. Raven.
Tip.
Ethan's? Or Reyes. The cycle spun. No bottom. Back in Malibu. Storm remnants, slicked roads. House dark sentinel. Lisa to bed. Exhausted. Me to the attic. Dad's Rolex unwound. Wind howled. Waves vengeful. Midnight. Knock. insistent. Ethan, bruised jaw, duffel slung. Truce. For real. Reyes tailed, had to ditch.
Ditch.
I barred the door, but he pushed in, desperate. Lost the payout. Bar fight was him, muscle, shaking for collateral. I ran.
Ran.
Again. But his eyes, haunted, not hungry. The letter? Burn it. All of it. We did. In the pit. Flames devouring Dad's sins. Mom's notes curling black. Sparks rose. Stars indifferent. Warehouse tomorrow, he said.
Clean.
Then I vanish, Portland.
Construction gig.
Lisa. Co-parent from afar. Afar. The abyss yawned. But I nodded. Twins need an uncle. Clean one. Dawn broke, clear. Closing at 10. Reyes bid matched. But we took a clean corp offer, 9.2 split 3. Wires cleared. Debts erased. House sold that week. 8 mil even. Fresh starts beckoned, me. A cabin north, Lisa. Nursery paint, Ethan. Bus ticket. But as we hugged goodbye on the porch, keychain passed to Lisa. Guard this, his whisper chilled. One more secret.
Rav.
Mom's cancer? Not just smokes. Dad's old connect. Rhea's uncle. Poison the well. Payback for the yacht snitch.
Poisoned.
The twist gutted. Mom's death. Not fate, but vendetta. Reyes knew all along. Cycle unbroken.
But now?
We chose, float or sink. The revelation hung like smog over the freeways. Reyes' shadow elongating with every mile I put between Malibu and the unknown. Portland?
Not.
Too damp for fresh wounds. I veered east instead. I-5 bleeding into I-84. Columbia River Gorge unfolding in mist-shrouded basalt cliffs. Douglas firs clawing the sky like accusations. Lisa's texts pinged steady, closing smooth. Ethan's wired his share clean, followed by ultrasounds. Weekly blooms of limbs and noses that weren't mine, but tugged anyway. Co-parenting blueprints sketched in therapy, Zooms, neutral ground. Holidays rotated. No are without all. Ethan vanished proper. Burner texts from YH. North. Gig at a mill. Logging. Sober 30 days. Twins pics? Send. I did. Anonymously via Lisa. The divide a mercy blade. The beach house? Demolished by week's end. New build rising. Glass monstrosity for some tech bro from the valley. Views unobstructed by history.
Fitting.
Erasure American as manifest destiny. But Reyes? That serpent coiled in dreams. His card a voodoo doll in my glove box. I lawyered quiet, a PI out of Portland, ex-fed with dockside ties. Report landed a month in. Victor Reyes. 52. Wilmington Kingpin. Docs laundered through developments. Dad's yacht snitch. 89 tip from mom to feds. Anonymous but traced. Jack's ledgers detailing bribes. Reyes' uncle did 5 in Terminal Island. Out vengeful. Targeted Ellie's water supply at the old condo. Arsenic trace. Ruled industrial leak. Mom's diagnosis followed. Aggressive pancreatic. 6 months from onset. Murder by proxy. No proof. But the PI's addendum chilled. Reyes sniffing Harlow asset still. Warehouse flip flagged your bro's flight. Watching ports for reentry. Watching. For what? The itch to confront gnawed. But I tamped it. Channeling into reinvention. Hood River. Windsurf capital. Rented a A-frame overlooking the river. Whitewater rapids churning like my gut. Days blurred. Real estate side hustle. Flipping riverfront cabins, nights. NA meetings in a Methodist basement. Coffee bitter as confessions. Hi. I'm Raven. Addicted to grudges. Day 1. Lisa visited at 3 months. Bump pronounced. Glow tentative. We hiked Multnomah Falls. Mist veiling the bridge like forgiveness. Ethan called, she said, hand in mine. Portland lead, false alarm. Misses the check-ins. Misses control, I countered.
But soft.
We made love that night. Slow. Reclaiming contours changed by gestation. Stay, I whispered after. Her breath steady against my neck.
Can't.
L.A. Roots. The firm, maternity leaves golden handcuffs.
Kiss.
But weekends.
Us. Us.
The word bloomed. Controversial as throuple rumors we'd squash. Twins due February. Valentine's irony. I prepped a nursery in the A-frame extension. Walls sage. Mobiles of whales spinning lazy. Thanksgiving loomed. First without Mom's turkey brine or Ethan's toasts. Lisa suggested neutral. Big Surin. Waves as witness. I booked. But en route. Detour impulse, Wilmington. Loose ends, I told her over speaker. PI tip, Rhea's office. Raven. No. Alarm sharp. Legal. We have leverage, where house docs prove coercion. Leverage. Or noose. Just eyes on. Then south. She relented. Worry static. Wilmington docks reeked of diesel and fish rot. Cranes groaning like giants. Rhea's development. Squat bunker off Anaheim. Razor wire glinting. I parked caddy corner. Binoculars from the PI kit. Watching suits shuffle. At 2. He emerged, silver fox and Brioni. Cigar chomped. Flanked by ink-sleeved goons. Climbed into a black Escalade. Plate CA Vanity. VNR 1.
Vanity.
Victor no regrets? I tailed loose. 3 cars back. I 405 to LAX feeder. He veered to a hangar, private jet. Gulfstream idling. Boarding him. 2 suits.
And. Ethan.
Shackled? No, handshake. Duffel slung. Boarding easy. Betrayal 2.0. My knuckles whitened on wheel. Engine revving to follow, but gates clanged. Security eyeing. Abort. Heart hammering. I U-turned. Calling Lisa. Your baby daddy's jetting with the devil.
What?
Where? Reyes. Private. Direction unknown. Silence. Then steel. Home.
Now.
Lawyers on speed dial. Home. Big Sur blurred to frenzy. Highways. Ticarious. Ocean eternal. Lisa waited at the inn. Fire crackling.
Decoff steaming.
Explain. I did. Her face straining. He swore, last call. Clean break. For the twins.
Twins.
Maybe he is. One last score. Or scam. She paced. Bump silhouetted against surf. We expose. Feds, Rhea's uncle's file. Link to mom. Expose. The fixer stirred. But caution reigned. Risky. Cartel blowback. Then what? Despair edged her voice. Raise them in shadows. We didn't answer that night. Bodies entwined against the chill. Decisions deferred. Dawn brought emails. PI confirming flight plan. Reyes to Cabo. Business retreat. Ethan listed as consultant. Harlow Association. Association. My name. Twisted. Rage simmered. But Christmas neared, distraction in tinsel and twinkle. Lisa flew back. Promising NY reunion. I soloed Hood River holidays. Tree trimmed sparse. Mom's recipe, tin-yielding gingerbread that tasted of ash. New Year's Eve. Lisa's water broke early, 36 weeks. Twins distressed. Chaos. MedStar chopper from LAX. Me flooring it from Portland. 1,000 miles in 14 hours. Red Bull veins. Cedars Sinai NICU. 2 boys. 4 pounds each. Elijah and Micah, biblical. Her choice. Tubes snaking. Monitors beeping symphony of fragility. I held them first. Post-transfer. Tiny fists clutching my pinky. Uncle Raven, Lisa whispered. Exhausted bloom. Strong like you.
Strong.
Or cursed.
Ethan? No call.
No flight. Reyes jet-logged back Tuesday. But silence. February thawed to March. Boys home. Our condo in Brentwood. Me commuting weekends. A-frame sublet. Co-parenting clicked uneasy. Bottles at dawn. Diaper dashes. Midnight colics tag-teamed. Lisa and I rekindled. Night stolen when babes slept. Her body remapped with stretch marks I traced like maps to treasure. But April brought the storm. FBI knock at dawn. Suits crisp. Raven Harlow? Ethan Harlow. Warrant for fraud. Interstate. Last seen with Victor Reyes. You know his associates. Associates. I stonewalled. Lisa beside me wide-eyed. Family rift. Haven't spoken. They left cards. Call if he surfaces.
He didn't.
May. Warehouse audit. Reyes shell sued for misrepresentation. Our cut frozen pending. Lisa's firm tapped. Pro bono defense sketched. Summer scorched. Boys teething tyrants. July 4th barbecue at the old condo pool. Friends toasting new beginnings. Oblivious. Fireworks popped. But my eyes scanned shadows. Rolex ticking doom. August. PI ping. Ethan in Cabo. Low profile. Reyes errand boy. Photos. Him on a balcony. Binoculars to see. Goons below. Caption. Watching shipments. Nervous. Nervous. Good. I booked a flight. Lisa protesting. Don't. For us. Us includes ending it. Kiss to her forehead. Boys gurgling oblivious. Cabo heat slapped like judgment. Zocalo buzzing tourists. I rented a scooter. Anonymous in shades and linen. Tailing from afar. Reyes Villa. Cliffside sprawl. Infinity pool to Pacific. Ethan patrolled the terrace. Phone glued. Eyes hollow thinner. Haunted. Night 3. I slipped security, bribed gardener. Path, through mangroves. Pounded the gate. Family visit. Goons frisked. Reyes summoned. Study. Teak desk. Wall of monitors, Doc's live feed. Him. Cigar smoldering. MS.
Harlow.
Persistence runs familial. Where's my brother? Consulting. A muse curls his lip. The warehouse? Profitable. Your father's ledgers gold. Ledgers. Ice down spine. Jack snitched mine, but kept copies. Ethan delivered, for clemency on his. Indiscretions. Indiscretions. Reno. Mulholland all. Clemency from you? A nod. Mom's leak? Regrettable excess. But business. Murder confessed casual. I lunged, but goons pinned. Ethan, he entered. Cuff loose show.
Rav.
Go home. Home.
Spit.
With your get out of jail yacht? Reyes chuckled. Smart girl. But Ethan's invested. Twins trust. Tidysome.
Twins.
You touch them. Touch. Mock offense.
Protect.
Debts paid. Ethan's eyes pleaded. I flipped the ledgers for immunity. Feds cut deal. Reyes testifies cartel. I walk clean. Warehouse settlement?
Ours.
Post-trial. Trial. The twist, not victim.
Architect.
Since when? Christmas. Reyes cornered post-flight, offered the out. Lisa knew, pushed me.
Lisa.
Betrayal Trinity. I sagged.
Goons releasing.
You all. Played me. Fixed it. Ethan corrected.
Soft.
Mom's way. No more poison. Reyes extended a scotch. Join? Or leave the rocks afloat? Afloat. I took the glass. Downed it burning. Leave. Back in L.A. Lisa waited. Boys asleep. Truth. All of it. I detailed.
Her tears flowing.
Why? Scared, she admitted. Ethan's flight. Reyes' threat to the pregnancy. Feds looped us. Deal for peace.
Peace.
Controversial as collusion. And us. Forged in fire.
Kiss.
Salt sweet. Stay. I did. Trial fall. Reyes flipped. Cartel crumbled. Ethan testified. Hero or rat? Juries debated. Settlement winter. 15 mil pot. Split guardian for boys. Beach house lot. Donated. Public park. Mom's bench. For those who carried weights unseen. Ending? No tidy bow. Ethan relocated Seattle. Visits awkward but thawing. Uncle E. Teaching fly fishing. Ghosts fading. Lisa and I, married quiet. Spring equinox. Boys ring bearers in tiny bow ties. Controversial? Whispers at reunions, throuple holdovers, but we shrugged. American reinvention.
Me?
A-frame sold. New agency in Brentwood, ethical flips. Pro bono evictions fought.
Nights.
Waves crash distant. Keychain on hook. Seashell sentinel. Was it justice? Or complicity? Readers, you judge. Blood's thicker. But ink, it drowns or delivers. I chose float, barely. Twists echo. Last letter from Ethan. Post-trial. Dad's last words to me. Prison visit 99. Save your sister. Son. She's the real closer.
Did I?
Debatable. Debatable. Like us all.